All right, mate, on to the next one. A lot of the games this week you and I have sort of crossed over on. So Resident Evil Village, the big new release that was released last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You've been playing it over the weekend?
I have put, I think, about 4 hours into it. Maybe, yeah, 4.5 hours, I think. And you know what? I'm not overly impressed with it. I find
it has
like
some really good moments, but those really good moments do highlight, like there's a really big drop to those other moments. There's where it just doesn't. I found it hard to get into hard to get flowing with it. Like with 7, I was able to get a flow on, and even though it scared the absolute shit out of me, it was, able to get through it. And there's been a lot of talk that the developers actually didn't want to make this one as scary as 7 because too many people bitched about it. And that's kind of noticed. I haven't noticed. I think I'm probably about an hour behind you. And I've sort of found out that creep factor is there, but I haven't had too much in the way of jump scares, if that makes sense, or even just flat out scared moments. The sort of like the creep build and the build up to the expectation of fear is still there, but the actual horror aspect is kind of a bit wane.
Yeah, look, I mean, the thing that, like, I don't feel like it's a bad game. I don't know. There's just I feel like it's a bit slow. The pace, there's pacing issues there, and there's a lot of aspects to it that are very hard to decipher on what exactly is going on, because there's the game starts off with the main baddie as what's her name? The huge bitch. Lady
Demestria, or Lady D.
Lady D, yeah, the big bitch in the white, okay? She is there, and she's always sort of there somewhere, and she has 3 daughters. And there are certain things that you need to do and progress in order to actually be able to fight them. Otherwise, they're sort of just an omnipresent being that's constantly chasing you. So there are 4 possible things that could be chasing you: the 3 daughters and the big bitch in white, for lack of a better name for her. And for a long time, I was thinking, am I expected to work out what I need to do whilst shitting myself that these arseholes are floating around in the game somewhere, and they're just going to appear? I couldn't work out what caused them to appear, because I would go in certain rooms and all the flies would surround me, because the dirty bitch that hasn't had a wash in like 6 years is coming close to me, and I can smell that swordfish walking into the room like it's been left out in the sun. You know swordfish when certain people haven't had a wash in a while. Certain things start to...
It's like touching a 9-volt battery.
Oh, that's what it'd taste like. But anyway, I couldn't work out, was it a particular room that I was going in? Was it a particular place, or was it just a random time? I couldn't work it out. I had no idea. So that's where the tension come from, where it was, I know I've got to go and do puzzles and find things and explore, but is one of these fly dirty bitches gonna pop up and try to consume me like a turd on the side of the road, or am I gonna have time to go and do what I need to do? And then, lady big bitch in white, she turns up randomly as well and swipes a big Wolverine claws at you, and it's tension because of that. It's that Mr. X. Is it Mr. X? Yeah, Mr. X or Nemesis kind of thing, where there's an unkillable or an unfightable. There's no defense. You need to just run. Same as the old guy, the father in Resident Evil 7, where he sort of just followed you and did the whole crashing through the wall thing, like, surprise, motherfucker, and all that sort of stuff. And I didn't like that. So I have gotten past all that. And now that I have, I'm sort of happy, because that's not the kind of tension I like. Jump scares, I'll take jump scares, and I like boss fights where there's something you need to do. No, the actual boss fight mechanic where there's a particular way to kill them, and if you just try to shoot them, it does nothing. But that's not what the boss fight is. It's literally just keep shooting, and it's a bit of a letdown. But that is only like the first maybe quarter of the game. There are still like 3 more major bosses to go through, which is intriguing, and the story gets real messed up. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. It is a brand new game, so I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there was a particular part after I finished that first quarter of the game where I was just like, what the, that's messed up. That is hard, messed up shit. So I am intrigued to continue playing it, but I'm not having an overly fantastic time playing it, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
What do you think?
Radicus? Well, Radicus has just said the inventory system looks clunky. It feels so. You're playing it on PC. I've played it on PC and PS5. On PS5, it's a bit clunkier because you don't have the ease of a mouse, so to speak. When I was playing it on PC, I played with keyboard and mouse, and it just made it a little bit easier. But the inventory system in Resident Evil is pretty clunky in its best sort of lead
absolutely.
up anyway.
It's always like that. It's no worse than it ever has been. But that's because
exactly.
Resident Evil incorporates very intricate inventory management. It's part of the game where
you can't just go nuts with everything.
It is very limited.
But the game overall, I've just sort of switched off and been playing that in that sort of aspect, because I enjoyed 7. I finished one we reviewed a little while ago, which was the remake of 3, I believe. And, so I finished that. I finished 7. Other than that, I haven't played a great deal of them. So I'm still in that sort of honeymoon phase where I'm just enjoying it for what it is. The whole lore behind it is right up my alley as well. And the fact that very early on in the game, you see just how brutal things can get when old mate says goodbye to his fingers.
He gets his fingers bitten off,
So it's there's plenty going for it, and I'm slowly working my way through. I'm going to jump back over to the PC and probably stream probably 2 or 3 nights this week. It depends on how things play out, but yeah, it's keeping me intrigued enough to see where it's going.
Yeah. Now, Lorne agrees with me. He says that it seemed pretty slow to him, and that's all right. Like, I think back to, say, Resident Evil 2 and 3, they're a lot more linear in nature, and there's a lot more like zombies to kill. Whereas in this one, the only sort of persistent enemy are those ones that you can't even kill. If you get into a new area, there's lichens, and then there's those flying gargoyle lichens and stuff to kill. But once you've killed them, they're gone. That area is clear.
Yep. And they don't respawn, which is good.
No, they don't respawn. And you have. I really need to write her name down. I want to call her name, but I have no idea what it is. The big bitch in white and her 3 daughters are the only enemies that persist. The rest of them, once you've killed them, they're dead. And there's a lot of this, the typical this door is locked from the other side and all that sort of stuff.
Dot.
Oh, geez.
Raticus_USM super chatted $1.54. I heard Luke yelp like a girl playing it.
You did not hear me yelling like a girl. I yelled like a distinguished gentleman.
I squealed like a man, god damn it.
That's right. Oh, Lorne's getting taken down as the stream boss. I forgot to mention there is a stream boss there.
Nice. Yeah, the first night you were playing it, I may have sent a message to your wife, getting your little one to come in and.
Yeah, she told me about that.
Yeah.
Yes, and she knows better. Because there was a time. Now I don't advocate domestic violence, and I want everybody to know that this was 100% accidental. But this is where I play my video games, right, at night time. So I'm here, my face is facing to the monitors for my games, and as you can see, that wet thing behind me that says gamer, that's the door into the room, which is behind me. And I don't normally have a camera here so I can see behind me. She came in one night to say goodnight, and she touched me on the shoulder, and I've gone whack, just instinctually, and I've like elbowed her, I think like sconned her right in the tit, and yeah, that happens.
Lon Kuna super chatted $5. Haha, stream boss.
On your Lord.
Lorne is just he's just healing himself now. I think get off the screen. Hurry up, get out of the way. Did that heal? That's supposed to heal. He's supposed to get more HP out of that. Yeah, so she knows better than to come in and surprise me like that, because if it was my daughter, I probably would have knocked her teeth out. So that didn't happen, you asshole.
Because we'd been playing a game together the night before, and because I sent the message about the same time, because it was like, you got to 9 o'clock and it was, where's my coffee? And it was just before, like, I sent the message just before 9 to say, send her in there to say, oh, here's your coffee, Dad.
yeah. Well, that's what they told me, because I went out there to go and make a coffee or something like that. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. By the way, Luke, your mate is a prick. Well, we know. We know these things.
It's not the first time you've tried to pull that kind of bullshit too. So thank you, Lorne, for the super chat. Work. And you are now back to 100% health. So it's there for other people to knock you off the perch. But you're at the leader.
Next time I get the urge and you're playing a scary game, I'm just going to come do it myself.
Yeah, okay. I have cameras though. I have exterior cameras, so you won't be able to sneak up.
A bit.
Yeah.
I might be able to find somewhere. Actually, no, I won't. Too damn well covered. Damn it! Anyway.